I don't remember my mom talking evil about my dad, but I could see the lack. Yeah, I could see the lack. In fact, I remember
the choices that our fathers made basically had an impact in how we lived life then, and I think it even changes how we view life right now. Even as we talk about our fathers,
yes,
even as we talk about them, it's not for us to be like they did wrong.
Yes.
Now, no, these are the choices that they made, but out of those choices that they made, these are the things that we were able to learn. This is how we were able to actually now view life.
We want to fall so hard on our parents, and especially more so our dads, because of the things that they didn't do, not knowing that that was not meant to kill us. Our parents made decision, our dads made decision based on the knowledge, and they moved with the light that they had at that time.
Welcome back to Right From Home podcast, where we relive, relearn, and we roll with laughter with your host Betty Achieng
and Vincent Oma.
Yeah, and we are back again with another episode.
Yeah.
Episode 2. But first of all, I think we just need to give our appreciation to the community that is growing, the Right From Home community. Yeah, just to say thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for all the guys that have subscribed. Thank you for those who have watched. And if by any chance we have touched a part of your Right From Home, you can write down in the comments and we will interact.
Yeah, we love to hear your Right From Home stories as well. So thank you so much once again. And yeah, today we are back again with another story of our lives from Right From Home. In episode 1, we had mentioned one of the people that we're going to be talking about today. And so our episode today is about our fathers.
Yes. Basically, it's introducing, because we are going to do Right From Home, and there are so many things that we are going to talk about. So I think basically today, and even some in the next 2 or 3, we are going to introduce the people who are right in that home. And I think today we want to introduce our fathers.
Yeah.
So maybe you can start us off, because they normally say ladies first.
Yeah.
So who was your father? I remember you said that when you were 2 years they separated. Oh, you can take it from there.
Okay. So I start with the name, right?
Yeah.
Because I think we have had this conversation before. But my father's name was Richard Akech Nyang'ute. I'm saying his name was because he's no longer here with us.
Yes.
And one thing that I think I can remember vividly well about Richard Akech Nyang'ute was that he was a very calm guy. Like if you know my brother James, then you basically know that was my father. He was a very calm guy.
And I think that's a miracle for Akech to be peaceful and calm. That's a miracle. Yeah.
Really? Yeah, so he was a very calm guy for the years that I knew him, because when my mother and my father separated, I was very young then. But one thing I know, that he was a very calm guy. But over the years of just getting to hear about him and the decisions or the choices that he made, another thing that I can say is that he was a very firm guy, that once he had made his mind that this is the direction that he was going, he will go with that direction, whether you like it or not. I think there was an interaction that I had with him, and he was very firm. He made a firm decision, and I was like, that is a really firm decision. So that was my father. He was calm yet very firm in his decisions. Yeah. What about you?
For me, my dad was a funny guy.
Yeah.
But also my dad was calm. My dad was a man's man. He is somebody you love him to be in your team, because he was very strong in terms of who he was, what he believed in. He was very loving. He was a very clean man. Clean, like...
Listen, and do not judge.
No,
it's your moment. It's your moment.
No, okay, I know sometimes I don't...
I'm not judging.
Yeah. For the children, not me, not necessarily me. For the children, it's not necessarily that, like, vile my dad alikuwa anapenda kuoga, ati watoto wote watapenda kuoga. So we have some people, not me, in our family, that they didn't even get the blood of my father. Hapendi kuoga. So me, at least, naoga when there is need. I oga on need basis. But my dad was clean.
Yeah.
And he was clean to the point that I remember there was a time he was supposed to travel home. I think twice. One, he was left by train. And another one, he was left by a bus.
Yeah.
And all those 2 incidents were very funny, because he never wanted to interrupt his time to take shower.
Yeah, his cleaning time was
Yes, his cleaning time was, and also his clothes. I never saw my dad wearing jeans. Because for him jeans was your wakora, and then pia t-shirts. I never saw my dad with a t-shirt.
Here you are.
And yeah, I never saw my dad with the shoes that I don't know how they are. But my dad was a sharpshooter believer.
Yeah.
Those shoes that look like they if they hit you in the wrong place, you die. So those are the shoes that my dad loved. But also it was very peaceful. In the years that I knew him, we stayed at home. There is no day that I saw my dad quarreling my mom. I've never seen that. And I know if I stood all my sisters and my brothers,
they'll say the same
they'll
thing.
testify the same.
Yeah.
Never.
And I think I've seen pictures of your father, and when he talks about the cleanliness and the smartness in his pictures, it's like he was, and attention to details.
Yes.
He looked like someone who was, he had attention to details in how. So that one, I think I have seen it. Have I seen it in you guys? Please do not say that.
At least on the music side.
Yeah, on the music side now.
Yes,
it's there.
my dad also loved music.
Oh, really?
Yes, my dad loved music, and my dad loved Paris. I think if he was still alive, I will raise money to take him to Paris. He longed.
Yeah.
He longed to go to Paris because that's where most Lingala musicians would love to go. So the culture of perfume and Paris and Lingala song, that's why I think I know how to dance, and it's Lingala. So that's my dad.
That's what he says. Yeah. But on the music side, I totally believe. Like, I think I've seen music in the family where you guys, your love for music is so there. But also, I think some of the characters that it's in your dad, I've also seen them in some of your siblings.
Okay.
Like, I think I've seen it in Lynette, Mami, when it comes to cleanliness and attention to detail.
Yeah.
Like, she has it. The sons. Yeah. So
Don't trust her.
no, I am being okay. So now that we have talked about a glimpse of who they were in their own person, maybe who were they to us on a personal level? Like, who was your dad to you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, to me, my dad grew up in a different season, and like if I compare it with today, I see a lot of difference. Kwa sababu gani? In the whole of my father's life, I never heard him say "I love you," and yet I knew
there was love there.
There was love. So I couldn't hear that, and it was like, also he was very firm. Like, I remember I shared in the first episode that if he believe he wanted to do something and that thing makes him happy, he will do it. He will do it. He will do it. And so there are some moments early of his life he used to take alcohol, and that affected us differently. And I remember sometimes my mom will tell us, my mom never spoke evil about my dad.
Do they really do that? Do mothers really speak evil?
No, I don't remember my mom talking evil about my dad, but I could see the lack. Yeah, I could see the lack. In fact, I remember there was a time, I think we ate semen salt.
Maja chumvi.
Yeah, when we were very young. So, but we were very small. But funny enough, in my smallness, I loved my dad that way, because ilikuwa akilewa definitely kuna wakati anakuja na kuku, anakuja na nyama, and then he'll buy sodas. Yeah, he'll buy sodas for us. So for us, we were looking at those small things, and yet my mother would be looking at the bigger picture and the bigger effect. So you'll have meat in this one day that is from drinking, and then you'll have to look for
meat.
Not for meat, for meals. For meals after the meat. And sometimes that will destabilize us in a way. And I think ile ya kutolipwa school fees, ile a mountain bike in Leo. And I had to stay out of school for a whole year. So those are some of the struggles I think Yeah.
I think that when you look at it like that, it's like the choices that our fathers made basically had an impact in how we lived life then. And I think it even changes how we view life right now.
Yes.
So I think even when I think about myself and in the small years that I was able to, to live with my father, I think about the choices that he made and how those choices basically interfered with a lot of things, the flow of our upbringing, me with my brother, and having to move from one place to another. But yet again, sometimes I think I sit back and I look back at those choices and I ask myself, in the midst of all that, there was love.
Yes.
And I think that's what now it's like, in the midst of the confusion and the chaos, there was love. And now that you are a father, or now that I'm a mother, I look at it and I'm like, in the midst of my blunders, there's still love. And yet there's a desire that could have happened differently.
Yes.
Totally differently. Yeah.
No, I think the experience of our fathers, and I can even say for you, it's like eating sweet and sour chicken. There is a part that is sweet, there is a part that is sour, but generally the whole meal is good. And and I think when it comes to when it comes to what you have said, like, you look back and you realize, in the midst of that bad thing, it made me think of educational policy. Yeah, for our first son.
I think that's the first thing that you went like.
Yes, that was the moment he was born.
Yeah.
We took, and the reason why I took that is because I remembered, and now I realize that even though that was a bad lesson, but today it has helped me to do a good thing.
Yeah.
So I know my we have not managed to do for the two, but at least for the firstborn. There is an education policy, and that is a lesson that I learned from what my father did, which
the choices that he made.
Yes, the choices that he made, to which, for me, they affected me negatively. But out of it, sweet thing came.
And when you look at it like that, you realize also that just because our fathers did not make some choices that were right in our eyes, it doesn't mean that we have to live with that as a burden to keep on holding on. And I think one of the things that we were talking about when we were thinking about this episode is, even as we talk about our fathers, even as we talk about them, it's not for us to be like, they did wrong.
Yes.
Now, no, these are the choices that they made, but out of those choices that they made, these are the things that we were able to learn. This is how we were able to actually now view life. And now that we entered parenthood, it actually changed our perspective on so many things that actually enabled us to look at our kids in a different way.
Yes.
Yeah. So now, last episode, you were the first one to ask me that question. What Bible character best describes your father?
Okay. Now, the best character that describes my father, I think it was King Hezekiah.
Yeah.
King Hezekiah was a very good king. Sweet and sour chicken. He did, even if you read, he did a lot of good things, and then ikafika mali akajisahau. And alivyojisahau, Prophet Isaiah told him that, God is going to give you peace in your days, but in the days of your sons, there'll be trouble. And King Hezekiah will say, as long as there'll be peace in my days,
I'll take the peace.
And I think to some extent that was my dad. But having saying that, and I think at this moment I'll speak to young men and young women out there, like what you said, because sometimes we want to fall so hard on our parents, and especially more so our dads, because of the things that they didn't do, not knowing that was not meant to kill us. Our parents made decision, our dads made decision based on the knowledge, and they moved with the light that they had at that time. And I think we are supposed to give the same grace, because even for us, we see ourselves sometimes doing blunders with our children, and it doesn't mean that we are bad. It's that light that we have at that time, that is what we travel with. And I think that is what I can say. But my dad will be King Hezekiah.
I love that part where you say they moved with the light that was available for them in that season. And I feel like if they had the same light that we have right now and the same knowledge that we have right now, they'll do things differently.
I think so.
Yeah. And for me, when I think about a Bible character that best describes my father, it would be Moses.
Oh, I thought it would be Nebuchadnezzar, because when Nebuchadnezzar decides something,
Nabu. No, it would be wow, really
Okay.
wow. Wow, my thought process just but for me it would be Moses because when you look at Moses, he was a man who was very dedicated.
Yes.
Very dedicated to the things of the Lord. And like when if he would hear the Lord, he would go. Yeah. But yet again, there's a part where the wife circumcises the son and said the husband though
blood.
Yeah. And for me, he was very present, but sometimes the things that were very important and key for him, he neglected.
Yes.
And that for me that's basically, I feel like that was basically my father, where he was very dedicated in so many things, and yet the things that were key, like being present for the kids and being present for the home. Because I saw the sacrifices that my mother had to make ends meet. And I'm like, nah, I think my father would have done better. But after saying all that, looking back, I'm like, if I would go back in time, I think I would make some phone calls to him and try to reach out. Because I think in that moment when that happened, the way you are saying, I actually did not see that they had a specific kind of light. As I said, huyu
aliamua.
Acha mimi pia mimi niamue. Yeah. So, yes, I think for me, Moses would be it. Wow. Yeah, not Nebu.
Okay. Yeah. So, my dad was Hezekiah, hers was Moses. Would we love to hear what they think their fathers were and their experiences, and maybe some of the bad things that they think their parents did, but it has turned out for good, I think.
Yeah, that would be so interesting. Like, just leave us a comment letting us know which Bible character best describes your father. Yeah.
And why.
And why. Yeah. We would love to read that. But as we're coming to the end of this episode, and we've talked about fathers and their impact and their choices, and just basically, I think this is just a surface of what our fathers' choices were. For someone who have been hurt by their dad, and they feel like, to a point where sometimes you feel like, me, I don't want anything to do with men.
Okay.
Or if you're a man, me, I don't want. And sometimes in the moment of choosing not to want, you end up going into their light.
Yes.
And not in the light that God has given you in this season. Exactly. So what would you tell someone who's in a season where they just don't want anything to do with their father?
So why don't we do this? Yeah. Very good question. But I think there is an episode that is going to come that we are going to talk about those raw nerves, because those raw nerves and what to do. But for now we can say
for now. So Vinny owes you an episode where he'll let you know if you are in a season where things are hard with your dad and you just want to reconcile, or maybe you just want to know how to move, then you better watch out. You better subscribe and you better stay tuned, because we'll be back again with another episode and sharing more about our life from home.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being with us today. Hope that you have loved the episode. Hope that you have enjoyed it. And don't forget to share your story with us in the comment section. And also don't forget to follow all our social media platforms. And God bless you. And until next time.
Amen.
And goodbye.
Bye.